So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the hot topics. Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder is the second player in NBA history to average a triple-double since Oscar Robertson in 55 years. To me, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it pretty much cements his MVP candidacy for this season. However, there are a couple things that I'd like to discuss on today's show regarding his actual averaging a triple-double. And although it's a super ridiculous, amazing feat,
but
are his stats inflated? There are some.
It's kind of hard to say. It's a super ridiculous, amazing feat. Then there's a butt foul.
Well, let me.
It kind of just like feels like it's a shot. Like
it's not. It's not a shot at all. But let me supply some context for you guys. So we all knew that he was going to average double-digit points. That's never a question, right? So let's take a look at assists and rebounds. So with regards to rebounds, he increased his rebounds 3 boards a game over this season to pull him over 10 plus. I believe some of those numbers are a little inflated. And Ambassador Junior Blue, I know we discussed this. Why do you think that they're inflated?
Well, there was a stat that came out last week that said he had only contested 166 shots for the season. That was roughly a little more than 2 per game because he was going to get the rebound. So he was playing less defense. Now, we all call James Harden a horrible defender, right?
Yes.
He's contested twice as many shots as Westbrook.
What does contest mean?
That means you're putting your hand up trying to stop your player from making a shot.
The person had to miss the shot.
They didn't have to miss
it.
No,
I don't mean that. For him to get the rebound.
They didn't have to miss it.
For him to get the rebound.
Yeah, but how many times does your player shoot?
That's some bullshit, man. It's like the man is doing something so otherworldly, and the first thing everybody does is try and break it down.
No. So tell me this. If somebody like Steven Adams, who's a 7-footer, he gets paid to do what? Get rebounds,
okay,
right?
So how many rebounds did Steven Adams average last year? Somebody tell me that.
7.
He averaged 6 this year. 6.4.
You want to know why?
Would you like to know why?
But look, he averaged 7, and Durant, who's almost 7 feet himself, was on the team. He only averaged 0.6 less this year.
Well, let's say this. He led the league in uncontested rebounds, which means that no one's there to oppose him from getting it. He was 64th in the league in contested rebounds.
I wonder how this stat is against with Rodman.
Well, we're not talking about Rodman. We're talking about this right here. And Les has a good point. There's actual video footage, and Kev, I'm gonna swing it to you.
Of Bigfoot?
No, of Russell Westbrook, who most point guards will sit at half court, get instructions from their coach when the opposing team is at the free throw line.
He's not
where he's actually in the paint. And the 2 big men will box out and let the ball bounce so Russell can come in and get the rebound. Now, Kev, you had some discrepancies with regards to the rebounding as well.
Yeah, well, rebounding, and then we talked about this before the show, his disproportionate amount of control over the basketball in certain possessions. Saw that he's the first player ever, I think, since the 06 rape case Kobe that has over 40%.
Denver, we looking at you.
Has over 40% of his team's possessions while he's on the court. So, like you said, Omar, I agree. I think what he's doing is incredible, but I also
there go that word again.
Hear me out, though. I think he's playing with house money in the sense that not many people expected much from them this year. So they're do or die with Westbrook. So he has a fluorescent green light.
But you know why that statement is bullshit? Because there's a lot of teams where weren't people expecting a lot from that team, and there's one good player. They don't do that. Doesn't like what he's doing, regardless of who's on the team. What he's doing is amazing. There's no but on it.
No, I mean there is some context to that, though. I mean, you're referring to the Smush Parker era Kobe, correct, Kev?
Yeah.
And I'm sure my 2 compadres to my left and right are very familiar with that era.
Why you bringing up old shit?
But to your point, Kev, he has the highest usage rate, which means he has the ball the most. But he passes the ball the 12th most. All 11 players in front of him are point guards with the exception of Draymond Green. So although he's second in the league in assists, he touches the ball the most. They're routinely the most isolation-heavy offense in the league. They're the fewest passing team in the league. And he's 35th in the league in the hockey assist, which was my confirmation bias, which means he only passes the ball to get an assist. So there's no continuity and flow to the offense.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like the intent to go out and get a triple double is more than, I'm not going to say it's more than them winning, but you watch other players on the team, it's almost like, yo, let's get Russ his numbers first, and then, oh shoot, let's try to get this 6-7 seed in the West next. Like it
I don't
has
think
taken over the purpose of that season. And again, it's great, but I think when you compare it to Oscar Robertson's, and I read something earlier where he said at the time he didn't even get the historical purpose of averaging at least 10, 10, 10 in three different categories. I don't even think a triple double was a coined term then.
Well, he actually said that they didn't start doing it to a certain point where they didn't start taking the record until after he was, doing stuff like that before they started taking the record. But I don't think they started doing, his team started going for it or helping him, as y'all say, till
I actually don't say that though.
Well, he just said it.
No, he said, yeah, I don't agree with
It
that.
wasn't until it became a thing, then all of a sudden there was more focus on it. I've always said this about Westbrook, which is I would love to see him on a team coached by Kerr or a space and pace offense. I think I've been proven right about Westbrook. You can shake your head if you want, Les. I think the man
champion.
I think the man has had lack of coaching.
Well, I'd like to disagree with you on that because initially, when all this issue was coming up with why they can't get over the hump, we thought it was Scotty Brooks. Scotty Brooks is trash. Scotty Brooks can't coach. If you look at the rebound aspect again, he actually, Russell, benefits from some home cooking. He's 11.2 rebounds a game at home and 9 on the road, which is a huge discrepancy when you look at John Wall, who Brooks coaches, and Harden, who play the same position, but theirs don't fluctuate. So Scotty Brooks got
You
Washington.
comparing them to two players.
But we're talking about the same position. You're talking about coaching. I'm bringing it back to Scotty Brooks. Scotty Brooks has the Wizards balling, and they're moving and sharing the ball. The one constant here, because we thought, well, maybe it's Durant not wanting it.
And Wall, Wall is a dominant guard.
It didn't matter where.
Exactly.
It didn't matter if Russell Westbrook was in the game or not. They didn't move the ball at all.
They really didn't move the ball at the end of the games. They lost games last few years, because of the last 5 minutes of the game. Either Durant had the ball or Westbrook had the ball.
I will agree with that.
And they would not pass.
Right.
They forgot about the rest of their team. I thought that was coaching.
Right.
But
Like you were saying, John Wall is a dominant
John
guard, and
Wall,
what happens?
He has the ball. He dishes.
He started passing this year.
He's been passing.
Oh, that's not completely true. John Wall is probably close to being as complete as a player both.
I was talking about Westbrook.
No, but what I'm saying, and I agree with what Devin was saying, and I think to bring it full circle with what I mentioned to start the show was, I believe, as much as I didn't like KD's decision as a basketball fan, I understand why he left, because I think what makes Westbrook great and what he brought to that team was also the reason why they couldn't get over the hump. And as Les alluded to, his decision-making, Westbrook's decision-making in the fourth quarter as the primary ball handler was just absolutely terrible.
The only reason why KD left was because in the locker room, Westbrook kept telling him to brush his hair, and he wouldn't do it.
Or is it the potato
It was the potato salad.
Was that shit getting shared, and they got tired of eating that shit in Oklahoma?
Hi, Wanda.
Wait, let me ask you guys this, though. For Westbrook, what do you think it would take? Like, what kind of player, or who specifically, do you think could play with him to get them back to the Western Conference Finals?
Paul Gasol in 2009.
So that shit's out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He's a great player. One thing I love about Westbrook is he is an absolute hog. He's probably one of the few hogs that are left. When I mean by hog, is somebody who just has that old school mindset that'll go get it. When we're talking in a day and age where LeBron and people in the Spurs are resting, he's playing every single game, and he's all they have. So he's like a gift and a curse almost. I mean, you can't win with him, you can't win without him. Slug has said that on numerous occasions, Kev.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put him with Steve Kerr would quit.
I don't think
He
so.
would
I don't
quit.
agree. I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
Kev, did you have any players in mind? I mean, I can't really think of someone that could actually be strong-willed enough in this day and age that could take that because Durant obviously couldn't.
No, I think it would have to start with somebody in the post. As soon as the thought came, it left. I thought of DeMarcus.
No. Hey,
They would be fighting
it would
on
be
the court.
It would be fun though. I would love to see that.
I'm not sure, man. He's a tough guy to kind of pin down.